You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's After Show.
There we go. It's Thursday night. Hello, everybody. If you are tuning into AfterBuzzTV.com, this is the Quest After Show. I'm your host, James Wallington, and with me tonight, we have a full house because the beautiful Melina is with us. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, ladies.
I'm Melina. Hi.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
Yay, I'm so glad the three of us are finally together in the studio.
We'll do better on our introduction next time. Hi.
Well, we're not the only three in the studio.
Is there a ghost?
Physically, we might be in the studio, but we actually have a special guest on the line calling all the way in from Chicago, not Everealm. Paladin Katie, how are you tonight?
Hi, guys. How's it going? Glad to be here.
Good. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. How's it going? How's everybody watch the show?
We just finished watching the show tonight. What did you ladies think of the show tonight?
The show was good tonight.
Yeah.
It definitely progressed, so I dug it.
I did too.
A lot more story.
Dug it.
Yeah, dug it. So, Katie, well, let's talk about your experience on the quest before we dive into tonight's episode. How did you hear about the show? What led up to you flying to Everealm and being part of the quest?
And were you blindfolded?
Yes.
Who told you about being blindfolded?
We knew.
We just knew.
We knew.
Oh, everything's more fun when you're blindfolded. It's like a guessing game.
Cushion.
I first learned about the quest. I saw it in a newspaper article online. Actually, my mom saw it, funny enough. And there was a casting call here in Chicago at one of our arcade bars.
Which one?
They have a pretty decent, the Emporium, I believe it was at the time.
Interesting. I just moved here from Chicago.
I'm sorry?
I just moved here from Chicago, so I get kind of excited.
Oh, cool. Oh, do you miss it?
Every day.
Sure.
I know. God, I knew that would be your answer. Chicago's the best city in the world. I'm sorry,
really
West Coasters. West Coast is great. The West Coast is great. I'm not hating. I'm just saying Chicago is the best.
I agree. So you were at the Emporium, and then what happened?
They kind of gave you a couple of minutes. There was quite a few people there. A lot of fellow nerds of mine were there, dressed up, and everybody was pretty geeked out. I did not come dressed up, though. I didn't come in any LARP gear.
Interesting.
I kind of just came straight, hanging out with my friends, and wanted to go see what was the deal. And so, I like Lord of the Rings. I like The Amazing Race. That's kind of what they, if you were into that sort of stuff, why don't you come check it out? And I did. And got through there, and then got through another audition. I think it was C2E2. It was either C2E2, I believe, was the comic book convention that was happening that weekend also in Chicago.
Wow.
That they were there casting. So I went to that, too, but I had already seen, the Quest guys before, got another audition, and then another audition, and then made it to Everealm.
So it was pretty much fate for you to be on this show.
It was fate, yeah. It was fate. It was fate. A few craft beers and good conversation, I think, got me in the door. And then my attitude, I think, kind of just propelled me forward.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What was the initial filming process like? When you actually got to location, cameras were rolling, you're in your Paladin uniform. What was it like going through the forest, running up to the castle? Like, what was going through your head?
Oh, it was awesome. And I know there's a new clip out there now about, 6 minutes you didn't get to see in the first episode about all of us kind of, going through the forest and stuff. And it was so surreal. We, you forget almost immediately that you're being filmed. I mean, it takes about a half an hour of adjustment, and then you kind of just go with it. And it was so cool being in this world. You definitely didn't feel like you were anywhere now. You felt like propelled back into the Middle Ages. You felt propelled back into, you know, realms and, you know, royalty and dirt and grit, and it was awesome.
I mean, the whole production value of this show is through the roof. I mean, I think all three of us are just amazed by what the producers have been able to accomplish in only 2 episodes. So I can only imagine being a paladin, what it would be like. I
don't understand how they were able to get. They're doing such a good job, and seeing it finally now on TV and all put together is so cool to all of us. And we all still talk, you know, all the paladins, and, you know, I've been back and forth with the producers too, and everybody's so excited. It looks so good, and there's so much. We did such a vast amount of, you know, we had such a vast amount of exposure to this world that they created, and they did such a good job at creating it. I'm so impressed. Every time I see it, I get more and more impressed. I've seen it, you know, so many times now. It doesn't get any less exciting.
Do you have a question?
Oh, no.
Oh, I was going to say, do you feel like, with speaking of your cast, you said you all still talk? Is there any sort of tension with you and anyone? I mean, what was it like knowing when you turned your backs to your fellow paladins and you turned around and you saw only 2 people behind you? Like, how did you feel? Like, how does that make you feel?
Awful. Are you kidding? It sucked.
But you said you're all pretty close, so there really are no hard, you know, grudges.
It's okay to tell the truth.
Yeah, I said we were close. I didn't say they were enemies, right?
Right.
No, yeah, we didn't get, you know, hindsight's a beautiful thing. You know, you meet people more after, you know, you're done filming and done. But I mean, that's kind of the point. You're not supposed to be, you know, friends with people technically in a competition show, I guess, and that's probably where a lot of us, you know, we might have done that differently, but I think when you, like, bring a group of nerds together, you know, some of us didn't, you know, like, we didn't all kind of grow up always being liked, I guess. You know, like, not like liked, but like favored, or I know I definitely didn't. I can't speak for everyone else, but so being malicious wasn't my first intent when I went on there to, like, try to hurt anyone. Experiencing the world that was created was my first intent when I went on there.
Wow.
Katie, I have a question for you. This is Melina, by the way.
Yeah, shoot.
The Chicago girl. No, from the moment of, I mean, can we call it elimination, or is there
banishment?
Banishment, because I remember with Udon we had, like, specific terms. How difficult was it from the moment you left, you were banished, and going home, considering you were the first one, and then having to wait until they were done filming and, you know, keeping the secret up until today and kind of going back to your normal life? How difficult was that, or was it pretty easy for you?
No, it definitely wasn't easy. Definitely not easy. One of the harder things I've experienced. I kind of just have to, you know, take the lesson there as being humbled, I guess. I don't like being, I obviously didn't like being banished. I didn't like being banished first. So that was a hard thing to deal with while being there. Luckily, and, like, fortunately for me, they had lots of things, you know, for us to do. We were still, you know, kind of involved in the whole process, but coming home back to reality was tough. You know, knowing that you are about to fail in the first episode is kind of a hard thing to hold on to, but you just kind of have to look at the bright side and take what you did learn from the experience. And you know, what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger. And I don't think it's over yet. So, I mean, my quest, I feel like, is just beginning.
Amen. That's cute.
That's
I like that.
That's good.
I have another question regarding, you know, on the show we saw a little bit about your backstory with being a twin. And was this, like, the first time you've really pursued something without your twin by your side? And how was that, being able to do something on your own, not having your twin there?
That was the hardest. I think that was extremely difficult on my psyche, on like my mental stability.
Yeah.
I talk to my twin sister every day, 5 or 6 times a day. Probably. I mean, she is the coolest, funniest, smartest, most understanding person I've ever met and known for my entire existence. And if you ever got the chance to meet her, you would be better for it as well. But not being able to talk to her for the entire time I was there, I wrote to her a lot in my, I would have a notebook and I would just write to her, and that kind of eased it a little bit. So
That's sweet.
I missed her. She, my mother, and my dog were the first people I came to see when I first got home. So.
That's really sweet. Who was your twin replacement then on the show? Who were you closest to? Who filled that void for you?
I was on the show. I was closest to a few people. Jim Curry would probably be
Jimbo.
my favorite person on that show. I love him so much. That man is a genius, and he's got the best heart. I think he's so caring and unbelievably determined. He's going to go very far. Lena and Ashley, too, those girls are my favorite. They really show how to be a strong, independent woman, and I think people are going to, really take that away from their experiences.
Very good. So you saw today's episode, I'm assuming? If not, we
I'm
will
sorry, what?
update you. I said you saw
I'm
today's...
sorry, what was the last part?
I asked, did you see today's episode?
I did. I did see today's episode.
And how do you feel about... I mean, you just said that Ashley was one of the girls who you really kind of clung to. How did that... I mean, you might have already known, for all we know, but it was news to us. What did you think about that banishment?
I think it was unjustified. I think she definitely deserved to stay.
Yeah.
We all agree.
I think her heart is in it more than some of the other people, but again, she's not. Ashley doesn't have a vindictive bone in her body. She's not sneaky. She's not. She doesn't have any malice or anything, and I think she played it, to experience it, and I think she deserves to stay longer. Definitely.
Yeah, we all liked her.
Dad.
Now, Katie.
Yeah, love her.
This is Danielle speaking now.
She's not from Chicago.
I am not from Chicago.
Next.
So
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I think we were all kind of wondering.
Whoa.
Yes.
What is the prize, if any, in this game?
I believe the prize, is being a hero. I think the prize is being the one true hero, and whatever may come of that will be of their own volition. But the prize, ultimately for anyone of us and anybody watching, I think, would be that, knowing you are the one true hero.
Huh.
For sure. And I think that's what makes this show so great,
But did anyone else pick up the little hesitation in her voice when she answered that question?
Oh, I definitely
Kind of,
did.
yeah.
Okay. Your secret is safe with us.
It makes
I was going to say something.
No, ignore that last comment.
Well, we're so grateful that you were able to call in tonight. We definitely appreciate you staying up.
We would keep you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
past
guys.
11.
Of course, it's 11:30
Thank you,
there right
everyone.
now.
Yeah.
And best of luck to you with all your future endeavors. And it was a lot of fun seeing you on the quest.
Yes, maybe we'll see you in LA soon. That would be nice.
Thanks, guys. Hopefully, I'll see y'all later. Talk to you guys.
All right,
Thanks,
bye,
Katie. Bye.
She's a
Well, that was a good
sweetheart.
show.
That's our show, everyone.
Wrap it up.
She's a sweetheart.
I really wish we would have had this conversation before the show aired, because I would have been rooting for her.
Yeah,
Now I
agree.
feel like I should have supported her more.
She seems like such a good person.
She's
With
from
a good
Chicago.
heart. Yeah.
Chicago people are really nice.
Yeah.
The Midwesterners.
The Midwesterners.
Wow. Oh, I didn't ask her about who slept with who.
Oh my God.
How dare you forget that?
How dare I forget
Oh,
that.
sweet Lord.
I will be banished.
Well, it's definitely not the queen, because where was the king tonight? She's not sleeping with anybody.
No.
So let's talk about Queen Ralia.
Okay.
Ralia. Queen Ralia. We
Ralia.
finally meet Queen Ralia tonight in the story.
Yes.
And the paladins kind of get their first taste of her. What did you guys think of Queen Ralia?
She's a fantastic actress.
Oh, yeah. She's stunning.
She's very, She reminds me of the wife from 300. Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
James, you have to watch it.
Yeah.
Behind on the times.
Yeah, a little bit. No, you need to watch it. She kind of reminded me of her. She was very stoic, very proper, and demanded respect. And I think she was a fantastic cast. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they casted her very well. I just thought it was somewhat hard to take it seriously, like being.
Oh, we can talk about that. Oh, we can be honest.
Yeah, like come on, this show is 100% a corn fest. Like it is absolutely corny, but it's a delightful corny. Like I'm so hooked to it because it's just so, it's cheesy, but they know it and we love it.
Yes, they know it and we love it. What were you gonna say?
No, that was it. I was just going to say, as a contestant, there were moments where I was kind of laughing.
Yeah.
In a sense, because it's hard when you're like put into the world and then you have to like pretend to be in the world. I don't know. Maybe it's easier for them.
I think that's the whole thing, though, because all these people, you know, grew up in their, and overcame adversity by using their imaginations and going into different worlds. And so, but I totally get what you're saying. I think I would be done. I mean, I was laughing watching the show, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could take this seriously. And all their interviews, they're like, the queen, oh my gosh, she knows we're here. And I'm just like, oh Lord.
And she's on our side. No, it was a little tough to watch. But, and the funniest thing is, like, when you really start thinking about it and all the times they had to stop and then do it again. And I don't know.
I know. This is why I love our panel, because we've all been on a show before. And I think all of us are really kind of just cutting it down, being like, okay, how many times did he say it? How many times did they have to reshoot this? Maybe an actor forgot their line.
Or the part where Christian is, laying in the bed talking to the sheets. I don't know. It's like, God, this would never happen in real
And now
life.
they have to address the queen too, or just everyone. You think about, you don't speak this way normally. So even if they love their fantasy world, you don't speak like that normally. So I find that it would be hard to practice how they're supposed to speak.
And I thought it was funny because wasn't it Christian who referred to the queen as my lady? Oh, no. Yeah. It was Andrew. And
she's like,
Andrew.
Did you just hear what he called me?
But then nothing happened.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, I thought they were going to do something, but an embarrassment.
You thought they were going to banish him.
Well, maybe not banish him, but like whip him, maybe?
Oh my gosh.
Like, I feel like they should be
Your
punished.
imagination is getting wild over here.
They're going to like tie him in the middle of the courtyard of the square and not give him food or water for 24
I mean, kind of like
hours.
how they did you guys in your show. Like, they put you in a cage practically. So I figured something
we were
would
put in cages. Yeah, right.
Something
Why
would
not?
happen. Isolation, but I guess not.
But the challenge was pretty cool.
I agree.
The challenges on this are obviously going with the theme of the quest, very sort of medieval times. You saw some jousting, you saw bow and arrow shooting, you saw pounding of the skull, whatever you want to call that, and throwing of the spear.
Yes.
What did you guys think? How do you think you would have done?
I think these challenges are so difficult because it's not your average physical challenge. Like, you actually have to have the skill. You don't just show up somewhere and you're like, yeah, I can joust, or yeah, I can shoot arrows. These are really intricate challenges, so I think they're hard.
Hats off to the challenge producers.
Yes.
I thought, I agree. I thought this was a really good challenge. I think that I would have done really well with the skull crushing. Right? That was like the easiest one.
Yeah.
But, even with the bow and arrow, when it was Jasmine, right? She was the one who started the challenge off. She made it seem so easy, and then everyone else's arrows would just like bounce off.
They weren't sticking.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I wouldn't have done so well. Definitely spear throwing. That one I would have done really bad. I probably would have fallen off the horse, to be honest. That did not look easy.
And they're heavy too. The spears are heavy.
They're real spears.
Yeah.
Who was it who threw it backwards? I totally forgot who that was.
I feel like there was multiple people.
Oh, were they?
Maybe not.
The arrow like pointing behind, and they throw it.
Which is funny to
like
me because in one of the pre-clips before the show even came out, just for publicity purposes, they did, kind of a little introduction to the show, and you see all the producers talking about their baby coming to life.
Yes.
And they said that they had the cast go through boot camp and learn all these things. Because, I mean, come on, not all of them are trained to ride a horse and know how to handle themselves, throwing spears and jousting.
Right.
So it's funny to see how much they probably took away or how much they didn't take away from all their boot camp before being thrown into battle.
Yeah. Yes. So I thought it was a great challenge.
And
It
Jasmine
wasn't
was a
cheesy.
beast. She's a
Total
beast in this
beast.
challenge.
She's so tiny.
So tiny. I think it's the hair. It's
You
really
think it's the
working for
hair?
her. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
just, you know.
The one I was shocked by is Ashley. I mean, she's trained on horses.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
That
she-
was part of her background. I really thought she'd perform better in
Yeah.
the specific challenge I did.
She did not.
But while all this is going on, we see some drama with Leticia. She loses her sun spear.
I think that was produced.
Oh yeah.
You j-
I'm sorry. They wrote his lines way too quickly. I feel like that was produced.
But that's the thing, though. This is what I talked about last week. You remember in the first episode, or 2 days ago, when we talked about
I was
premiere,
like, wait.
remember how they were all put into the prison, and then Ashley spoke up and said that we need to scale the wall and go out that door.
Yeah.
Had someone done that, I bet they would have to produce and change the script to determine that character's
I bet
fate.
you they
That's
said
a
no,
really
they
good
can't.
point.
That's true, but with Leticia losing the sun spear, that's when I think the production had to come in and say, all right, that's something
Yeah.
we have to play with and add to the story, which is why I think the character, Grand Vizier, whoever it is,
Yeah.
stepped in and was like, how are we supposed to take you seriously if you're losing that and
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
So hats off to that, the writing, because that
True.
was quick.
Yeah.
That was quick.
But I think she really lost her sun spear.
Do you? Okay.
But where would you put it? It's either in the castle or it's somewhere in the battlefield.
Oh, I think it was in the field.
It
yeah.
was in the field.
I wonder if she ever found it.
I mean, I'm sure they went and got it back.
That's part of the.
'Cause
you
she
need
has
all-
to
you
take
need
her
all
sun
12
spear
sun
everywhere.
Yeah, you need all 12 of them.
So, but I think
yeah.
I think you're right in the sense that they probably add this stuff into the story, things that
Oh,
that
yeah.
can't be predicted. I think they probably just create a storyline for it. She lost her sun spear. That's not any funny business. Like she
Right.
needs to get in trouble for that. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, definitely.
it's all
But
part
she
of
really
learning
didn't.
fantasy
She didn't
land.
get in trouble.
Another person that surprised me in this challenge was Bonnie. You know, we saw her really step up to the plate last week. She walked away with the mark of leadership. But this challenge, she didn't
Womp womp.
perform well. I mean, gotta hand to her, she has a lot of heart and a lot of fight in her, which I think is, like Adria said, she belongs here because of those qualities alone. But I really thought she would at least do better than how we saw her perform tonight.
I don't know if I necessarily thought she would do well in a competition like this. I do think she has heart. Again, we watched her be the eyes last week, right? So that's
Yeah.
not super physical.
Right.
I think when it comes down to it, Bonnie has a great heart and she's a great person. She's going to uplift the team, you know, to get to where they need to be. And for that reason, I don't think she will ever have anyone that doesn't stand behind her if it comes down to it.
Right.
Because she's a good person and she amps the team up.
And
Kind of like
everyone
Shondo,
stands behind an underdog.
Yeah, but a good person won't, I don't know, won't win, like, save your life. I feel like she should be the castle's counselor, maybe? Or
Everyone needs a castle counselor for a while. You know what I mean? Like everybody
but
needs that
not
person.
be running to be a hero, because if a dragon was chasing after me, like just putting myself in, you know, their
Everealm.
time, right, Everealm, and I see Bonnie like running towards me, I would go the opposite direction. I'd just be like, no, I'm gonna go that way. So that's how I feel about. She's super cute.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think
She's
but that's
sweet,
again what
but-
Adria said. You know, looking at Bonnie, you don't think that she necessarily will physically perform up to par as the other paladins. But going back to our premiere after show, I said, you know, sometimes the unlikeliest of heroes always emerges in battle. You never know.
But she
That
didn't
she might.
emerge.
She
She
might
didn't
at the end
show
of the
up
day.
tonight, though.
Well, how long are you? If seriously the dragon is chasing you, you're gonna be like, today might be the day. Bonnie's gonna emerge.
What's going on?
I feel like
No.
Bonnie will show up during those kind of puzzle type challenges
Yes.
or really brainy
Yes.
challenges.
Right.
She'll show up.
I think
That's
so too.
when.
The non-physical
Yeah.
Like
challenges.
mixing of potions to cure the queen, which we'll get
Exactly.
Right.
Bonnie's
And it
gonna
has-
be like mixing away.
to. Mix
Maybe
them away.
she was the Oh no, we haven't gotten that far.
No,
Not
no,
gonna say anything.
Well, you know, she did deliver better than 3 of the paladins.
She did.
She did. And I was actually kind of surprised by most of the guys not performing well. We
Me
saw
too.
take after take, which is like, wow, you didn't do well.
Yeah.
You couldn't hit that? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think overall, like, the curve was maybe 35 points. It wasn't very good. And I think it's hilarious that when Bonnie goes to meet, what is his name? Asgard?
Yeah. Asgard.
it's that or the.
Um,
I'm so confused.
what?
But
yeah,
There's like
Asgard.
so many characters.
It's
now.
like Sir.
We need to
Oscar.
add. We need a
Cleo.
separate cast of characters for our cheat sheets.
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
By the way,
okay.
Danielle, thank you for
yes,
these.
greatly.
Surely.
So I think it was kind of silly because when she walked up, like, he was so disappointed. And I'm like, wait, other people got just as bad scores or worse, and he was not that disappointed? I didn't understand why.
He wasn't that disappointed in her?
Well, no, he
I see what you're
was
saying.
so disappointed in Bonnie, but she had the same score as a lot of other people, and they didn't. It's almost like
They expected her to
production-wise.
deliver. Like, they expected her to be of higher ranking.
Okay.
I
Only
think.
because
You know
she
what I
got the
mean?
mark of leadership.
Okay, that
She
makes
already
sense.
stepped, last week
Yeah.
she was number 1. This
Okay.
week she dropped the ball.
she
Right.
did.
But not enough ball dropping as Jim, Ashley, and Christian.
Yeah.
Because those 3 were the bottom that were
Yes.
going into the Fates Challenge. What did you guys think, first impressions of those 3 going into the Fates Challenge?
I was shocked about Christian. I thought he would perform much better.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2, like I said, I was shocked about Ashley because of the whole horse thing. But, yeah, I mean, it was all kind of shocking, honestly,
Yeah.
how everyone performed. I didn't
Yeah.
expect Jasmine to be, like, number 1,
Right.
top ranked. So,
No, I wouldn't have expected that either.
Her
I
and
thought,
Shonda were like beast mode.
yeah,
Shondo,
true.
yeah, I expected
No.
that.
I thought Jim was going to do a lot better. I think, I don't know, just because they show him so much and he has such a good heart and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I honestly expected it to be 3 girls. And is that bad? Like, that is bad. Have you seen that Always commercial? It's a viral commercial about, like, what do girls look like when they run and they all look silly? Like, I feel like I just insulted, like, all the women in
You
the
did.
world.
Hello, James's girl power.
Yeah.
And I'm
I'm
all
so
about
girl power.
like feminine.
No, but the only reason I say that is because when you look at the guys, and I'm looking at them right now, like you've got Andrew muscles, you've got Patrick muscles, Christian looks like a sorcerer, Shondo muscles, Jim.
All I see is handsome man, handsome.
Yes, they're all very good looking. I'm just saying, like these men are all very like big burly men,
Yeah.
except for Jim, and
Well,
to see them. I don't know. I just expected the girls because it was such a physical challenge. But it's kind of sad to see Jim and Christian. And I think the other women of the show should feel pretty freaking proud that, like,
Yeah.
2 dudes were in the bottom 3.
Right. Not to mention Christian's again in the bottom 3 for the second
Yeah.
time. So before we dive into the rest of our after show, make sure you go to iTunes, rate, comment, and
Yes.
subscribe. We want to know what you guys think about our after show, but we also want to keep the discussion going on the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube. Let us know what you think of the show.
yeah.
I know last week we had a few people say it's a corny show, but it's fun to watch, and I agree. I think we all agree that it is. So let's keep the conversation going. Let's talk about it some more because this show is pretty badass if you think about it.
Yeah.
Cool. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Awesome. So before the Fates Challenge even happens, we kind of see a little bit of, I guess, strategy to some extent.
Very
As much strategy as
small.
you would see on the
Yeah.
quest. I mean, people
Yeah.
are already talking about how, Christian's kind of a threat. You hear Ashley say, I'm threatened by Christian because he's so well liked
Right.
by all the other paladins. He's just kind of in everyone's
Yes.
social situation. He just pops up and says hi, like he should be the castle jester.
I agree. I don't feel like people like him, though. You get that feeling like they actually like him? I just feel like he's everywhere. And that doesn't really make you liked.
No, I agree with
you?
you completely.
Okay.
Well,
I
that's-
don't think he's liked.
I
Yeah.
don't.
I think
don't-
that's what Jasmine pointed out, though, because Jasmine
she?
said he's in his element, but he would do anything to win. And I think
Yes.
he's playing hardball more than anyone as far as, like, I just want to win the hero because I want to say that I've won. I don't think he's really taking the responsibility of the hero
Yes.
No.
as seriously as the other people. He just wants to win to say the sake of I've won.
Yes, and I agreed with Andrew, and I think I will always agree with Andrew.
Me too.
Um,
I'm glad we're on the same page.
yes, we are.
Hashtag Team Andrew.
When he said, when he was talking about how Christian is physically, he can do a lot, but under pressure he kind of cracked, and then Shondo kind of came in and kind of elaborated on that a bit, which is true. Like, under pressure, he did really crazy today. Like, he was sitting on the horse, turning backwards. Like, why didn't you just turn yourself on your horse so you were facing the, what do you call that, a dartboard for the bow and arrows?
The target.
The target, yeah. I mean, instead of, like, it was weird, and he wasn't, he really just crumbled under pressure. And that's scary because, again, if the dragon is chasing me, I don't know if I want Christian running towards me either.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't know what to do. He would
He'd be all
panic.
frantic.
Yeah.
He seems like he talks a big game and he
Right.
wants to win and he is in it to win it.
Yes.
But at the same time, he doesn't perform like that.
No.
And I think it's the confidence is getting in the way.
Performs like that.
That's true.
And like, not to change topic, but Shondo, 183 points.
That was impressive.
His closest competitor was Jasmine, I think, with 91.
Yeah, 91.
That's an incredible gap. In my mind, he's a hero.
Yeah.
Like, he's
She was-
already a
Who
hero,
was she tied
you know?
with? Jasmine tied with someone. Was it Patrick or was it my Andrew?
I think it was Leticia. No.
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 It was a boy.
It was a boy.
It might have been Patrick.
I think it was Patrick.
Yeah.
Which Patrick reminds me of Thor. I think that's why they cast him. Christian Hemsworth.
I love
Not, close second. Maybe close third.
Well, this sends Jim, Ashley, and Christian to the Fates, and they have to compete in their Fates challenge. But
Yes.
how funny was the Hunger Games moment with Katie's face
I know.
plastered across
I
the
know.
wall of the Fates sanctuary, whatever you want to call it? I immediately thought Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Like, she's banished, she's gone in
And
the
there's,
sky.
yeah, I know.
With a mix of Harry
Gosh.
Potter and the moving pictures.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
the picture was moving in Hunger Games.
That's true.
It was. Except it was colored.
Right.
There's so many
it's a
awesome
cool
effects.
fact. Yeah.
It is cool. Well, it was interesting because didn't Katie say on the phone that, what I got out of it was after banishment, they don't immediately go home, that there's a lot of stuff for them to do there. So I'm very
Maybe we'll find out.
curious.
Yeah.
Because she did say
Super
that.
curious.
She's like, they did do a really good job of keeping us busy, and we had a lot of stuff, and we were incorporated. So I'm curious to, that was a really cute picture. I'm curious to, how is your dead body being, because like they deteriorated. Like, they turned into ash and smoke.
It'll be
So how
interesting
is she still there?
how they are still incorporated. Maybe she meant incorporated,
I
like, still
think-
on set, like, at production,
Yeah.
not necessarily on the show, but still doing stuff.
Really?
Because when you get eliminated, going off topic, but, like, when you're eliminated, you're still kind of involved. You're on set. You're still there
Really?
with
But,
PAs.
Oh, ours was
Ours
gone.
was like, you're done,
Boom.
out,
Yeah,
get
ours
out.
too. Yours, you
It's
stayed?
over.
Well, like, for, like, 4 or 5 days, and then we went home.
Oh, no. Ours
Oh,
was
no.
like, bam.
Yeah, they were gone.
Well, maybe
But-
we'll find out.
What else Katie said was just, she had said how excited they were about the show and how they still communicate with the producers and they're all in touch. I really do think that's cool because at the same time, at least on my show, it is like you kind of get cut and that's it. And then we never,
Ooh.
it wasn't like,
Really?
you didn't have a say or you weren't still like
Not much
involved.
closure.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense? You weren't super involved in it. So I thought that was kind of cool that she said they're all excited about it. And it makes me curious where they all were or went when until air date. Like
Yeah.
where's the winner hiding right now? You
Right.
know, it's
Right.
crazy to me that this isn't live. Like on Big Brother, it's live.
Right.
So what you see is what you get. But this is
I have
kind of
a,
crazy.
Yeah, I have a feeling like they stay there after banishment until the end of the
Of the
final
show.
episode, which is actually smart because poor Dante, when he went home, everybody knew he was the first one to die.
'Cause of
And
social
Sherry,
media.
yeah, because like you're supposed to be there for 30 days, and then all of a sudden you come home and it's 3 days in. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
So I have
But Katie's home
What do you mean?
isn't.
Yeah, but the
she
show's
home?
airing.
Yeah, I think the show finished filming
Yeah,
last
but
summer.
she knows who the winner is.
Of course, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is during production, people didn't know the order in which people were going home.
Okay,
So I
got
have
it.
a feeling that they kept him there
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
the end, which I
makes
don't know if that I
Which
should
is
have
why
asked her
they're all
that
close, too, because you get to
because it makes
hang out.
sense. Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
I'm
What
going
did you
with
guys
that
think
one.
of the Fates challenge?
I
With
thought
the
it was awesome.
That was
horseshoe
great.
wheel and...
I want to do it. We should have a challenge here that we do together.
I'll bring the
Yes.
horseshoes.
Comment below and let us know what kind of
Yes.
quest-themed challenge we should do. Maybe we should do like a who wore it best paladin competition,
Ooh,
like
we
for
should.
paladin.
I really feel like we should dress up.
Oh, it's on.
I thought it was interesting how the Fates challenge was geared again around horses. I mean, I don't being an equestrian rider, maybe Ashley's never had experience with horseshoes, but
Right.
it's this whole theme seemed like horse-y.
Horsey.
Very horsey.
It was very horse-y. And honestly, I was surprised that nobody hammered their finger. No, there was well, at least they didn't show us. There might have been, but Jim, I think, played the best strategy, if we can even call it that. I mean, he just did what he was supposed to, which was just hammer it out, put it in, and don't pay attention to anyone else. And then Christian lost it again under pressure. He didn't bring his apron. He was dropping the nails everywhere. They might have exaggerated that. I don't know, but I mean, that's what we saw. So I think just based off of that, people should have really put that into consideration, that he lost it twice. So we know that this is something Christian does.
And I think it helped Jim having the conversation he had with Leticia and Jasmine. They like sat him down and said, don't get in your head, don't psych yourself out. Right. So I think that's why he went in cool, calm, and collected, where it was we've seen with Christian, he's very anxious and aggressive and just not focused on the task at hand. He wasn't focused
at all. Neither was Ashley, though. I felt like she needed to zone in a little bit.
I think she already had a defeated attitude.
Yeah, it's hard when you're going up against two males, honestly. I mean,
for a physical challenge, yes.
Yeah, I just think that's a hard thing. At least, like, when on our show, when I was eliminated, not ours, but on my show when I was eliminated, we did have to go against, or I had to go against a male. And it's kind of a defeating thing when you're a female. I mean, in a physical competition, I feel like that was kind of physical.
It was.
It was very physical. To get the horseshoe out and then really hammer it out and then hammer the nails in. Yeah. I thought that was pretty physical. I mean, she did well. But
she did well.
They didn't tell us who got second and third, did they? Like, they didn't tell us the difference between the two, how fast
all they showed us was Christian going, I'm finished, and then her right after, I'm finished.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could have been 20 minutes for all we know.
But poor Ashley and Christian are going head-to-head for banishment, and then the rest of the paladins go to discuss who they should stand behind. And I thought Shauna made a good point that what happens when it comes to war, and you kind of already brought this up, you know, if nerves get the best of you, how can I count on you to be a hero?
You cannot.
Nope.
No.
So there was a moment there where I really thought Christian was going to go home.
I did too.
But sweet old Andrew, our favorite boy on the show.
I was disappointed in him.
Andrew
I was
saved
disappointed
the day.
too.
Because I feel like the only reason why he chose Christian was because he was his roommate.
Yeah.
And who cares? Like, it's the second episode.
Like, I'm sure someone will room with you. Whoever Katie's roommate is, maybe we can be roommates with them. Like, post-elimination, you'll have another roommate.
You'll have another roommate. You know what I thought was interesting? What is her name? Lena. Pretty Eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't really see much of her today.
Not a whole lot.
No.
Not a whole
Which
lot.
makes me curious about, okay, I'll wait for predictions.
Right.
Because I have
A few.
A few.
Well, we might as well just dive right in. We know Ashley goes home. Let's talk about the effect, though, when they get eliminated. And they walk through, like, that weird portal, and they go, they disintegrate. I love it.
I love it.
Keeping the cheese ball effect going.
Yes.
All the effects.
I love it because in real life, she walks in and then has to stand there for a minute, and then who knows where she is. Like, she doesn't really disappear.
They're like, stand there, we're going to bring a green screen out.
That's exactly what happens. It's a green screen, her standing there, and then they're like, oh, wait, let's do it again. You walked too fast. You didn't walk fast enough. I need you to not move because...
And then she's sitting at home tonight, or Katie, and she's like, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, right? Yes. Because they don't tell you all this stuff.
Oh, production value. So good. So good.
Yes.
Let's talk about predictions.
Yes, predictions.
Because it looks like Melina's got a few.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions. I wish we had the narrator's voice for all of our voiceovers. No
I
offense to
know.
the
Pretty good
AfterBuzz
last
guy,
week.
but I think just to set the tone for the quest.
Yes.
All right, Melina, give it to us. What's your predictions?
Okay. So, like I said, we didn't see much of Lena today,
Yeah.
so I have a feeling she makes it really, really, really far.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe third to win. Like she'll be in the top three.
She'll be like one of the last
really-
women standing.
I do think that
Okay.
because they did not show her at all, and just unless they're deciding to change everything up production wise for the quest, which I don't think they are. That's kind of how they're going to play it, unless production just really, really hated her.
Sure.
And then I also think that our boy Jim is going to
home
make
soon.
it.
Oh, go far.
Oh, really?
Well, yes, because I originally thought he was going to go home because they showed him so much.
Right.
But then I remembered they showed me so much, and I didn't go home right away. And then Katie said that she thinks he makes it really far. And I feel like she would be someone who would know.
Maybe.
Really?
Unless she's putting herself back in that moment of like, oh, I think Jim's going to go far. Like when you get eliminated, think about people you want to go far.
I don't know.
You get so used to talking in that format.
Yeah, right.
Where you're like, take yourself back to that place.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to go home next week?
Oh, I hope it's Letitia, but I think it's going to be Christian.
Okay.
What about you?
I think, contrary to what I said on last episode, that Shondo is the man.
Shondo's the man.
He needs to go.
I really love him.
Yes.
And I think he will go very, very far in this competition. I do, because he has both the mental and the physical aspect. He keeps his cool, but he's still super hyped up and he supports his team. So I think he will be the biggest threat if he ever gets put on the 3 to compete, like to get eliminated. But I hope he makes it far. So that's that. And then for elimination next week, I don't think it'll be Christian. I think he's kind of going to make it far.
You do? I think he looks like Orlando Bloom, and they need him to make it far because I think it'll make people watch. But
I think he'll struggle along the way, but I think he'll
always slide in. I just feel like, well, today's episode was very physical, so I think next week's is going to be more mental.
Sure.
So, which means Bonnie should be fine, and I don't think Christian, that's his strength.
Yeah.
I'm very confused about what his strength is, actually.
Hopefully the nerves will calm the more challenges he goes through. I just feel like he gets so worked up.
What about you, James?
If Christian's in the bottom 2, he will go home.
Yes.
And they all kind of made that agreement tonight.
Yeah, they
but
made
I think
it very
because
clear.
of the story arc and what we kind of heard tonight, I think they wouldn't have said that at the last second of tonight's episode
that's true.
if he wasn't going to perform well next week.
Right.
I don't think he'll be at the
That's
bottom
true.
2 next week.
That's
Although I
fair.
would like to see him go. I mean, there's other characters I think I'm rooting for
Yes.
more. As far as girls, I think Jasmine is a top contender to do
Totally.
really, really well physically for sure.
Yeah.
And she also, her head's in the game. She has her eye on Christian. She kind of understands what Christian's doing while still being focused on the task at hand of being the hero. Bonnie, I love her. Obviously, I've worked with her in real life, and I just am a fan of her and her spirit. I always got to root for the underdog. So Bonnie, I'm a huge fan. But Andrew's my number 1 guy.
He stays.
Patrick
He better
was my
stay.
number 1 guy, but they didn't really show him much tonight either.
I know they didn't.
But I think Andrew is just likable so much, and I think if someone's gonna win, I think he has like the face and everything going.
He would
for
be
him to
if
win.
he was running towards me and the dragon was chasing me, I'd run faster towards him.
I would jump in his arms for
Yeah.
sure.
I would be very happy.
Nobody is Team Shondo with me?
I like Shondo, but I don't think
I'm
he's
not
gonna
Team
win.
Shondo.
I don't think he's gonna win.
I don't.
We need to create hashtags for all these.
Yeah, not
Hashtag Team Shondo.
Well, who do you think is going to be eliminated next week?
I think it will be a guy, and
Why do you
said
think
that
it's going to
last
be
time
a
again.
guy?
because I'm tired of the girls leaving. I want to.
But there's
girl
so
power.
no,
Take
but
the
look,
personal out.
there's
Okay.
more girls than there are guys.
If it's girls, I'm gonna say Leticia.
Me
Okay.
too. She
Yep.
needs to go.
She's gonna go home
But she
because
needs
she
to.
lost her son spirit.
I
and
think
that's
it'll
a
be
big no-no.
Adria or Leticia. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that
Yeah.
kind of wraps up
Wow.
episode 2. Can't wait for episode 3. Melina, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Melina TV.
Awesome.
You can find me on Twitter at Danielle Elise P and on Instagram at Danielle Pascente.
And you can find me on Twitter at James Wallington and on Instagram at Mr. James Wally. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, tweet us, let us know your thoughts on the show, and comment below here on the YouTube video if you're watching tomorrow, which will be today for you now if you're watching it. Comment below, let us know your thoughts because we want to keep the conversation going. And hopefully we can get more paladins to call
We
in
will.
and tell us about Everealm. Until next week, have a good one, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.